For life.
Yeah. Bullet cast. What's going on? Stacy. This elite podcast in here. Ain't nobody better. Look.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. Just in case if you don't, I'm a 26-year-old piece of gold, the messiah of the microphone, and the greatest sports recreational podcaster in the world today. Brian's not here as usual, and Brandon's not even here. No more Mr. No Days Off. Katie's here. Shout out Kaylee. Katie, I'm sorry, Jesus, it's been a long day. Yeah, we talk about heads of tables and seats with wrestling right now with Roman and the bloodline thing. These guys are probably going to lose their seat.
I mean, they're slackers.
They're slack. I mean, look, I don't ask a lot. I really don't. I just ask you to watch a couple things, and then we come here and discuss it. That's all I ask.
And if you're a fan, you'd be watching anyway.
Yeah, show up. You've gone above and beyond with the script writing and whatnot, and the texting and just the quick responses. I love this. I see. This is what I've wanted from these guys for quite some time. I've wanted this from Brandon for years, but it just hasn't happened.
That's what happens when you get an executive assistant by day on a podcast. Fast response times, willing to do the work, always going above and beyond. That's just like my MO.
I love it. Yeah, a lot of things to talk about. So the news broke earlier today. The graphics been out there that we were going to be at the Collectible Stampede in Woodland, put on by West Coast Design. The 300th episode of this show is going to be recorded there. I'm excited. Bulletcast Live is something that I've wanted to do for a very, very long time, past like 3.5 or 4 years, something like that. I'm ready to go. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be doing an interview inside of a squared circle, and then there will be a live Q&A portion as well. Katie, are you gonna try to make the trip? We gotta leave early. Then Brandon and myself.
I'm gonna do my absolute best. I do have a friend's ultimate goth vampire wedding on the 8th. So, yeah.
The 8th is stacked. It has that. There's Extreme Rules. West Coast Pro has a show. The 8th is stacked for ACW has a show. Like lots going on.
It's gonna be crazy. I'm super excited to see what comes out of all of the different events that are going on the 8th. Obviously, I probably won't be watching them myself just because I'll be preoccupied with other commitments, but super excited.
Yes. I can't wait for that. Moving on, apparently the Cow Palace is going to host AEW Revolution. Revolution is AEW's first pay-per-view of the year. Usually takes place in late February. And once this news broke, I was absolutely excited. We've been waiting for AEW to come to Northern California for quite some time.
Finally, I'm so excited.
Yes, I thought they would have been here sooner. Especially when Cody was there and he toured the indies around here.
Exactly.
And obviously he has he loves history, and the Cow Palace is historic. Ray Stevens, Pat Patterson, all the great things that happened there. Eddie Guerrero won the WWE title there. A lot of great things. But hey, look, I'm juiced. I'm happy. Finally, I went to AEW's first show, Double or Nothing, in 2019. That was an experience. So it's gonna be nice to be at another AEW show and kind of obviously see the changes that have happened, obviously with the roster, but just production wise, see how they've advanced and things like that. Kate, have you ever been to an AEW show?
I almost went to one back in June. Rampage was happening the day before my birthday in Los Angeles, and so I was going to go. Something prevented me from doing so, but I'm super jazzed about them coming to the Cow Palace. As if that really does happen, I'm like fingers crossed. If it's like once it's confirmed, I'm gonna be so jazzed.
Absolutely. Baby Huey just released an interview with Tony Khan, and
Yeah, I saw that.
the Khan said, "Hey, now they're coming. So hopefully they come. Hopefully all this news is correct."
Sure
Um,
hope so.
Survivor Series news. First
Dude.
broke by the Ringer. Shout out to the fine maker of shoes, David Shoemaker over there. All those boys. Triple H did an interview with them. Survivor Series War Games. This is why I need Brandon here to do the. I need him to do the impersonation of William Regal going War Games. Need that. But Triple H said the battle for brand supremacy is basically over. This is going to be specifically story driven. He talked.
Thank you.
He went in depth about this. He talked about the roof because people the old school War Games had the roof on the cage, and Hunter talked about how it was kind of low when he was a fan, and how this generation of talent and superstars, they like to do crazy dives and flips and whatnot, and so there's no need for a cage on top. I thought that was a nice little detail. But hey, look, this is fantastic. This is fantastic news. These are the things that I was talking about. Like when Triple H first took over, like it's not going to all be fixed, or it's not going to all be better overnight. But over time, Triple H will really start to put his stamp on the WWE programming, and this is his first major stamp. Katie, what are your thoughts on War Games being
Could not
involved
be.
with Survivor Series?
I could not be more excited. Triple H is really coming into his own as creative brand officer. He is just, bringing people's names back, and he's setting up storylines and feuds that are really going to, I think, be iconic rivalries in the future. The fact that we're going to get War Games at Survivor Series is an excellent step in the right direction for bringing WWE, at least in my opinion, into the here and now. And it's going to make it a little bit more fresh. And we're finally getting out of the PG era. We're starting to get further into a little bit more aggression, which is something I'm really excited about because I'm all about that blood and guts.
Okay. Yeah, he was asked about blood, and Hunter said he doesn't think there's a need for that anymore. So kind of keep it along the lines of how Vince has felt about blood over the past few years. But I'm excited, man. This is a new version of Teams of Five Strive to Stay Alive.
Yes.
I mean, the bloodline. You know what? If we can get the bloodline in there in a War Games match, and that's where Sammy turns. Come on, bro. Come on.
Who would be your top 5 for Survivor Series War Games again?
Oh, so against the bloodline?
Against the bloodline.
KO.
Yes.
I guess everyone that Roman's really kind of just beaten, right?
I mean,
that would so if let's say KO, a tag team. Let's throw the Street Profits in there. Why not?
Okay, I would say Braun would be good.
Braun would be interesting.
That'd be an interesting.
What if Brock came back and was in a War Games match?
I don't think that would happen. I think he's like, I don't know.
If the money's right, Brock Lesnar's doing a War Games match. It's just a funny aesthetic. I mean, Imperium. That's always a thought.
I love Imperium.
Imperium and who? Alexander Wolf. He's no longer with the company. That's a thought. The Brawling Brutes seem to be becoming baby faces. That's possibly a thought.
Right? Interesting.
I don't know. There's a lot of options. It's but I'm excited for War Games. I really am.
I am too. Big, just full elation here.
Absolutely. So now this news broke earlier this week. NBC and Warner Bros. Media could possibly be having some type of merger, which if that were to happen in 2024, AEW and WWE would be under the same network.
That'd be incredible.
So I'm going to play the video from Comic Book Wrestling, or I think that's the name of the outlet, and I'll play it so we can hear it, and then we'll discuss.
Excellent.
WWE and AEW could be under the same umbrella by 2024. Buckle up, this one has a lot of explanation. Liam Crowley with comicbook.com here, and reports from THR broke earlier today that tease the fact that Comcast CEO Brian Roberts might be looking to merge NBC Universal and Warner Brothers Discovery. And this remains a very small rumbling because of the fact that these two entertainment titans couldn't even enter negotiations until April of 2024. But let's play with this a little bit. Currently, NBC Universal has Monday Night Raw and NXT on the USA Network, as well as WWE Premium Live events on its streaming service Peacock. And on the other side, Warner Brothers Discovery currently has AEW Dynamite on TBS, AEW Rampage on TNT, and AEW pay-per-views on Bleacher Report Live. So, hypothetically speaking, if a merger between these two corporate juggernauts went down, AEW and WWE programming would be under the same roof. A lot of variables are at place here. One of the most major ones being AEW would have to stay with Warner Brothers Discovery as its TV deal currently expires in 2023. And WWE would have to stay with NBC Universal as its TV deal expires in 2024 and its Peacock streaming deal expires in 2026. And even if WWE and AEW programming were under the same roof, it's not a guarantee that they would cross over. But it does make it a lot more possible. It's a perfect time to ask you for your dream AEW versus WWE matchups. Let me know all of your selections in the comments down below.
Okay, that's a lot of information.
Yeah, that's a lot to think about.
You know, I mean, I don't think there's ever been a time where the competition were under the same roof, so to speak.
No, I don't think so. But I mean, it certainly paves the way for a possibility of, collaboration.
I don't.
It's unlikely.
I don't know. That's up to Trips if he really would want to do it. I don't know. Would you want to work with somebody that? I mean, how do I want to put this? WWE lives rent free in Tony Khan's mind.
Truth.
You like he's promoting Grand Slam. He takes a shot at Saudi Arabia and then the crown jewel. I'm like, worry about your own product, brother. Stop, please. He's probably still mad that Triple H called them a pissant company before they even had their first show. That's probably what all this is about. Look, I don't want to pretend like I know logistics about television deals and the things that go on with NBC Universal and Time Warner, but that's very interesting information. If the merger were to happen, we would be living in a crazier time than we are now, because 2022 has been wild.
100%. It would certainly usher in a
new era, a new era. Yeah,
a new era. It'd be very interesting to see where things went if that merger happened and if we suddenly had AEW and WWE under the same umbrella.
Absolutely. We got some Ariel Helwani to talk about. He hosts of the MMA Hour, and he does the aerial meets for BT Sports. He did the Triple H interview a couple weeks ago. I didn't really get a chance to really talk about it and discuss it here. That's what I wanted to do. You watched it recently. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I actually watched it today. It is still very fresh in my mind, and I mean, I love Triple H, but this just made me love him even more. It really sounds like his goal is to create storylines as though he was a fan. One of the things that he particularly said is some of the advice he was given was, when you're planning out shows, act like you're the one sitting in the stadium. You're the one that's, cheering on the wrestlers, and book based on what you would want to see. And I think that that's a great way for a promoter, for a chief brand officer to look at things. Obviously, you want to look at the numbers, you want to look at, who's trending, who's not, but ultimately you want to cast as a fan.
Absolutely. Hunter, he did an interview a few years ago when NXT was hot, and he
Mhm.
said, guys, in a role like this, they look at it from, kind of the office to the ring, but you can't just look at it from the ring to the office. You have to look at it from the other side of the barricade to the ring to the office and things like that. He did the ice cream analogy.
Yeah,
People like chocolate, people like vanilla. It's his turn to pick the flavor. And the one thing that really stands out in this whole thing, he said it's my time.
exactly.
That used to be the name of his theme song.
It used to, yeah.
It's all 20 years later. The Helmsley McMahon regime, it's all circling back around in the most powerful form, and you love to see it. The game knows what he's doing, man. He's been studying how to do things like this since he had that quad injury 20 years ago, and while he was rehabbing, he would just go to meetings with Vince and learn the business,
Yeah,
learn that side of the business.
he's been under the tutelage of Vince for 25 years, I think. It's, that's a long time to be mentored by someone who, quite frankly, did wonderful things for the world of wrestling. I mean, WWE is really the gateway for a lot of new fans because that's what they see on TV. Now we've got AEW, who also is another gateway for new fans. And this is a new era. This is the reign of Triple H, the reign of Hunter, and I'm excited to see it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ariel Helwani also interviewed Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
My favorite.
Yes. On the MMA Hour. What a great interview. Fantastic. Max was very insightful. They talked about Ariel said he interviews MMA guys and they say, oh, they don't watch their stuff. And Max said, oh, they're stupid. If
100%.
you're a true student of the game, you watch the product, whatever product you're in. He talked about how just because he signed to one company, he doesn't have to, just hit the company he signed to. He can watch anything. He was asked about the whole backstage stuff with Punk and the Elite. Didn't
100%
comment.
no comment. He is not there for innuendo and rumor.
Yes, and he used a lot of cheap heat isms. That was funny to me because I listen to that show all the time. Thoughts on this interview?
Well, I mean, it's MJF. He can do no wrong in my eyes. So I'm 100% drinking the MJF Kool-Aid. Wherever he goes, I will watch him. And watching this interview just solidified that fact.
There you go. I don't think it's Kool-Aid. MJF is. I mean, he looks like a Pinot Noir guy to me.
No, I honestly, if he's the type of guy I think he is, I think he'd be more into like whiskey, maybe cognac after dinner.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Little cognac on the rocks,
Mm-hmm.
or not even on the rocks, just chilled, just a little.
I mean, we're talking about, Jewish. I mean, his persona, Jewish douchebag, rich Jewish douchebag. But even then, like, I just look at him as like rich douchebag white guy, and I'm like, rich douchebag white guy would drink whiskey on the rocks, and that's where he'd be.
Right on. We're gonna get the SmackDown recap. Logan Paul shows up on SmackDown, punches Sami Zayn. And because Roman Reigns was on the Impulsive podcast after Roman left. That's a great interview too.
Excellent interview.
After Roman left, Logan Paul said, "I think I could, I could go toe to toe with him." Yeah, and then so this led to the return of Paul Heyman. Love that Paulie's back.
Yay! So, I was just talking about that last week. How I missed him.
Yes. So Logan Paul shows up on SmackDown. Bloodline's out there. He punches Sami Zayn. Then there's a press conference the next day in Vegas.
Oh my gosh.
And this is how a press conference, media scrum, whatever you want to call it, is done.
Yes.
This is Sam Roberts. He talked about new kayfabe. This is new kayfabe. Like it happened with Pat McAfee and Vince McMahon. Vince was on Pat's show. Vince offered him a spot at Mania, which led to the things that they did, and that's what's going on here. This press conference was great. Roman
100%.
said Roman said a lot of things, and just like the talking points, and then the little interviews that he did during the day. He said, before Logan Paul got here, didn't know who he was. He's not a 15-year-old girl. He doesn't watch him. That's not what he does. Logan Paul saying that he was the table, that wasn't a good line.
No.
He said, Roman, you may be the head of the table, but in every industry I'm in, I am the table. So Roman's the head of you? Doesn't make sense.
No, it was an odd one.
Yeah.
Odd line. Shouldn't have been said.
That boy Roman was great. The bloodline there with all the championships at the time.
Oh, gosh.
At the time.
At the time.
Yes, at the time. Thoughts on the press conference?
I'll be completely honest with you. I didn't get to see the press conference. However, I did check highlights. It's interesting to see Logan Paul is going to be facing Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I almost feel like in Roman's reign, in his reign as undisputed champion, I feel like it's a step back in his progress, because while Logan Paul is a decent wrestler, I mean, he's put in the work and he's certainly making an effort. This is not the type of person that you would want to be facing Roman Reigns at a high profile pay-per-view in another country.
What did Roman say at the press? But you didn't see the press conference. Roman said, WWE, I am their champion. I'm the head of the table. I'm the locker room leader. I will do what they need me to do. Right now, they need me to wrestle Logan Paul in Saudi Arabia, so I will do that. Basically, what you want, because the Paul brothers, they draw attention. Logan Paul, he boxed Floyd Mayweather. Jake Paul, the week
I have thoughts about that.
Yeah, the week before, Jake Paul is going to be in the ring with Anderson Silva. Roman Reigns, you want him on that list. That's why we're doing this. And look, Roman, he like he said, he's going to smash him in Saudi Arabia. That's what's going to happen.
He better.
And so, like, when you talk about the Paul brothers, you'd be like, yeah, man, they've done the boxing thing with Anderson Silva and Floyd Mayweather. One of them wrestled Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia for WWE. It's to get the casual fan intrigued. It's to bring in the audience that follows the Paul brothers and the impulsive people. And obviously, it does great business for WWE.
It does. It brings in new followers, and I can see where it would be a good match from a number standpoint. But as a fan, as a hardcore fan, even though I like Logan Paul, it's not the match that I would have booked. Hi, Smokey.
I mean, it's just it's just for business. At the end of the day, wrestling is a business.
It is.
We're doing business. That's all we're doing.
Make that money.
Yep. He's going to be added to the list of victims.
Good. Smash him.
Solo Sikoa defeated Madcap to retain the NXT North American Championship. Decent little match.
Yeah. I like Madcap. He's a good wrestler, in my opinion. I definitely do enjoy watching him when he's on the screen. I'm really glad that he's not Baron Corbin's lackey anymore, though.
Madcap hit me. I was at the house show at the Oracle on Sunday, as people might have saw. It was a triple threat for the IC title: Gunther versus Ricochet versus Madcap. Madcap was putting in some work. I was like, okay, I can see it. And then the Brawling Brutes get a tag title opportunity. They're gonna go up against the Usos. Is that this Friday?
I think so.
Yeah, okay, I'm not exactly sure. The point is they have a tag title opportunity, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do. They were on Raw. That match they had with the Street Profits was cool. I enjoyed it. Montez Ford is a clown. He was messing with the crowd during the commercial break. Yeah.
Yeah, you were what, 6 rows back from the ring?
Man, that boy Seth Rollins walked past me. I was like, oh my God. That's Seth freaking Rollins.
Is he as godly in real life as he is on the screen? Because holy crap.
Like there's some intensity there. My friend tried to go for a low high five and he swatted his hand away. I'm like, that's hilarious. Oh man, no, there's an aura about Seth. It was cool. It was cool. But yeah, so I'm happy for the Brutes. We'll see when the tag title opportunity comes. Outside the ring, Mandy Rose has gotten engaged to Tito Sabatelli. Congrats.
Congratulations.
And Maxwell got engaged also. I didn't know he was with someone.
Well, I mean, in his persona, do you think he would mention it? The idea of MJF is he gets all the ladies because he is
the salt of the earth.
He is the salt of the earth. He is the best. He is the greatest, the #1 contender for everything.
Yes, the 3-time Dynamite Diamond Ring winner, the #1 contender for the AEW World Championship. We have a new world champion. We're going to talk about that.
We will.
Trish Stratus had emergency surgery. She had to get her appendix removed, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah. Get well soon. T's and P's out to Miss Stratus, the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, speedy recovery, man. That's rough.
Yes, inside the ring on NXT, Solo was stripped of the North American Championship.
Cue Tiny the violin.
Hey, for the week he had it, bro, that thing felt important. It
felt really important.
I wanted to see him, with the Usos at the house show. There's some dissension in the bloodline. Jay and Sammy, they were about to come to blows. I was like, oh, this is getting interesting.
It's been getting hinted at for a while. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do with it.
Absolutely. It's gonna they're gonna come to blows. But I mean, with the bloodline though, Sammy, he has to get his hands on a championship. I heard somebody say this. Shout out Cheap Heat. Bobby's doing great work. Gunther, he's doing great work. What if Sami Zayn gets the 24/7 championship? Sami Zayn is the only guy that could make that title feel important. Because, I mean, they taped a main event before Raw. Dana Brooke still has it. She's still the champion. That would be hilarious if he rolls her up and then he goes to SmackDown like, hey, Oos, look what I brought. Like, that would be hilarious.
I mean, he'd be like, hey, I've got gold, and he's not wrong. I mean, technically it's like green and gold, but still.
Yeah. Very shiny up close. It'd be something, it'd be interesting,
I love the 24/7 championship, and I hope that they continue using it. It's been very fun to watch random people randomly get a championship.
I feel as though, yeah, like put it on Sammy, make it be the catalyst to helping us progress his story with the bloodline. I'd love for that to be a thing. And look, the 24/7 championship, I'm a fan. A couple 24/7 champions have been on this show. Shout out Ted DiBiase and Kelly Kelly. I know you're a big Ted DiBiase fan.
Oh yeah, everyone's got a price.
Everyone's got a price. Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner is going to be at Lodi-Con. Shout out Mike Miller for pulling that one off. Super excited for that. Yes, I'm gonna have to go make a drive and meet Scott Steiner. Isn't that next week? Yes. So I gotta hit up Mike and see if we can get some promotion going. This day in wrestling, Saturday night's main event, 1989. Ted DiBiase lost to Hulk Hogan. WWF Livewire premiered on this day in 1996. They took emails, they answered calls from fans. It was an interesting show. Unforgiven 2003, Goldberg defeats Triple H for the world title. SmackDown 1999, Chris Jericho wrestled, I want to say Lance Storm or something like not even Lance Storm. I don't remember who Jericho wrestled that night. SmackDown 2008, the Colognes defeated Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins for the WWE Tag Team titles. Night of Champions 2014. There was a rematch between Brock Lesnar and John Cena for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship that they had unified at the time. And Ricky Morton, one half of the legendary Rock and Roll Express, is 66 years old.
It's a lot that happened today.
Yes, that is a lot that happened on this day. Fan mail, I think it's pretty light today. Let's see. Dan, what is Sheamus is so great. What's his legacy? Oh, okay. Sheamus, I think like after the Gunther match, like I mean, people knew how good Sheamus is, but after that, like you really like realize like this dude is awesome. Because people talk about, where did I hear this? Somebody talked about Sheamus, like how Mick Foley was kind of like the good hand that would help progress things along and whatnot, and have matches and programs of people that would elevate them, a la like a Triple H and a Randy Orton. Sheamus could be said that he's helped people. Riddle got his first like real major feud on the main roster was against Sheamus, and look at where Riddle's at now. He's feuding with Seth freaking Rollins. The Brawling Brutes, they're getting real TV time because they're aligned with Sheamus. Yeah, I mean Sheamus, I don't want to call him a good hand, but he's a solid wrestler. And hey, look, Roman, like when he beat Sheamus for the title, they cheered him in Philadelphia. And 11 months earlier in Philadelphia, they booed the hell out of him when he won the Royal Rumble. So Sheamus can play his role to a T.
100%.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. In his interview, MJF shouted out Sheamus.
Yeah, shout out Sheamus, man. I think Sheamus will dethrone Gunther, if you ask me. I think
so. I think they're building towards that. I would be tickled. Quite tickled.
Hootie Hoo 420. That's where Brandon would go. Hootie Hoo. Mates, first off, welcome to the Bullet Cast, Katie. Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
Second, nuclear heat for Dominic, and I'm here for it. He has a new mommy now, and she knows what's best. Bro, that arena was loud. Like people were really talking about it on Twitter, and I'm like, okay, that really came across because that wasn't crowd noise. That was actual.
I was going to ask you because when I watched, like, whoa.
Yeah, I was like,
whoa.
I didn't even boo. I just looked around. I'm just like, wow, this is great. San Jose, man, you're doing a great job tonight.
I mean, it's the Bay Area. Of course, we're going to be amazing.
We're top 3, top 4 wrestling cities in the U.S. confirmed. Yeah. So I guess speaking of that, we can just go on to Monday Night Raw. Bobby Lashley retains the United States Championship in a hell of a match against Seth Rollins. I was like, damn, this is
brutal. Then they opened with that.
Yes, and it was 3 segments. I'm like, let's go. I loved it. I loved everything about it, man. How did it look on TV?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing on TV. The angles that the cameraman captured were incredible. And honestly, I sat there and I didn't know who was going to win.
I thought it was going to be Seth. Me and my homie were like, oh my God, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Wanted to be there for a moment. But hey, congrats to Bobby. He's really doing his thing with this United States Championship.
Oh yeah, he's doing great things with the championship. He's definitely a great representative of the United States Championship, and as a fighting champion, he has done great things, and I look forward to seeing more of him.
He defended it the night before against Theory. That was an interesting match. They kind of messed up the finish, and the spear looked like, I'm like, oh, that looked like that actually hurt. I was like, ooh. And then KO came out and did a thing and messed with Theory, and it was really funny. Speaking of KO and Theory, they have a really good match on Raw. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. KO got the big win. But before Theory went out, they showed him backstage. They say the match is up next. There was a QR code. in back of a theory, and you scan the code. It takes you to this rabbit and like this hangman game and all this other stuff. And White Rabbit has been playing at WWE shows recently. It's only played in California because it's I think White Rabbit, whoever it's by, they're like from California or they were California based, so that makes sense. That's just another detail from Hunter that's fantastic, and I love that.
White Rabbit is by Jefferson Airplane, by the way.
Jefferson Airplane. Yeah, I couldn't think of the artist, but yeah, it played in Anaheim after SmackDown, and then it played at Oakland. It played in Saturday wherever they were. Then Bakersfield, I think they were. Then it played in Oakland. But they did something different in Oakland. They played it before doors opened. Like if you see the video, if I could try to find it, I'll send it to you. It's just the empty arena, and it's just White Rabbit playing, and I'm like, huh, that's interesting.
What
And
do you means?
well, people are saying that it's Bray, and I mean they do the red lighting, and you know, Eric Rowan, he used to wear a rabbit mask, or was it a sheep? I think it was a sheep. Anyway, it's just
I don't know. That could be, I mean, that's certainly a possibility. I could speculate that could happen.
and then I saw like a theory about like all these people that have returned are Bray Wyatt's like Firefly Funhouse characters come to life.
What?
Yeah, like uh the Rambling Rabbit or something. It was Dexter, or not Dexter Loomis, was Karrion Kross. The female puppet character was Scarlet. One of the other characters was Dexter Loomis. And then, Bray comes back, like, resurrected or something like that. I was just like, people are putting a lot of thought into this.
That's a lot to think about from one song
Yeah.
being
But
used a few times. I thinking about it, and again, this is my speculation. White Rabbit makes me think of, funny enough, Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland makes me think of Tiny Blonde Woman. Tiny Blonde Woman makes me think of Alexa Bliss. And
well, that's a great point, because they said, Alexa, you're like a shell of your former self. And what was her former self? She was crazy. And then the lights went out during her match with
Bayley.
And yeah. I thought that was just a commercial break, but then I see, oh no, that happened on air. I'm like, okay, so something's
happening.
Alexa, they said Alexa was one of the characters too in that thing I read. So something's going on, and there was a time 9:23. The QR code showed up again at 9:23 p.m. East Coast time, and hey, look, SmackDown 9:23. So we can only assume that 9:23 East Coast time on Friday night, whatever this is going to show up.
Or 9:23 SmackDown will hear White Rabbit again.
No, I think something's debuting. Like something's going to happen, and I'm here for it. Also, in the match, because the match was made official for Seth Rollins and Riddle Fight Pit, there are fireflies in their graphic.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, you haven't seen this?
Excuse me, I gotta go look this up.
Yeah. There are fireflies in their graphic, and it's just where's that at? It's a Wrestling World CC on Twitter. They pointed this out, and I love them for it, because I was like, oh my god, that's interesting. Here, I'll send it to you. But so how do you feel about all these hidden messages? I just sent it to you on Twitter so you can see it.
Thank you. I will go check Twitter.
No, but seriously, how do you feel about all these hidden gems, hidden messages?
I love them. It gets people really into the mystery of it all, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to look at, and a lot of fun to see everybody's different theories. And with today and how crazy people can be with conspiracy theories, it's a lot of fun to see something that's not taken too seriously, still be really, really exciting and really important.
Absolutely, 100%. 100%.
Apologies, friends. That was my dog.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Bailey's homecoming. That was interesting. I've seen people, they don't like that that Dakota and like they all just pass the mic to each other. You know, I've seen people don't like that. You know, I've heard people say that maybe it'd be better if, you know, just Dakota and Io were just like badass ass kickers and Bailey just did the talking.
I think they need to learn more about being on the mic.
Yeah, and they're doing like the mean girl shtick of like the cheap insults and
You
like,
can't sit with us.
yeah,
We're
like
in control now. It's redundant. However, they need the practice. They're already on the roster. You might as well give them the practice while they're out here. And who better to learn from than Bailey?
that is true. That is true. I mean, but they can like go down to the PC, go to the promo class or something while Bailey handles the work on mic on TV. They How about they just cut promos at the live events? You know, like just like practice there and then bring it to TV. Until then, let Bailey handle the talking for the time being. Let Dakota and Io just be some killers, man. And what is the what am I trying to say? What is the mission statement of Damage Control? What are they there to do? Obviously win championships. But what's the real mission statement?
From what I can gather so far is they literally just want to take over the women's division. So, I mean, one way to do that would be for Bailey to win at Extreme Rules, take Bianca's championship.
That is true. She put out feels about the SmackDown Women's title on Twitter.
Yep.
Liv said she's been champion for 80 days, and Bailey just tweeted a video of her trying to grab the SmackDown Women's Championship. Thought that was a nice touch.
But I mean, we could see the return of Bailey, SmackDown Women's Champion, and she could technically usher in an undisputed Women's Championship. You know, they're talking about Damage Control wanting to take over the women's division. That's how you do it.
That is a possibility. Bailey did go on to defeat Alexa Bliss in the main event of Raw. The last time they faced each other was in a singles match or in that building.
It was a singles match at the SAP Center in San Jose.
Yeah, it was Payback 2017, and Bliss beat Bailey to become the Raw Women's Champion.
Yep.
So that was comeuppance for Bailey.
Yes.
Then she challenged Bianca into Extreme Rules, and they I get so the match is official. Had a little quick impromptu match after the cameras went off, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, what was the impromptu match?
6-woman tag. It was like a minute and 40 seconds. Bianca just in that fit, she just wrecked house. I was like, the EST is on fire, boy.
I mean, she's the EST for a reason.
Absolutely, you love to see it. Then Judgment Day defeat Riddle and Ray. I love Judgment Day, man. This is something. This is really something.
I like it. Speaking of Judgment Day, Edge has been it's been reported that Edge is going to be off TV for a while.
Yeah.
He's got an injury after they're going to town on him. So Judgment Day, I guess, thank you for that, kind of.
Yeah.
Let Edge go do what he needs to do. May he recover soon in the kayfabe world, and hopefully we'll see him again at another pay-per-view.
Oh, absolutely.
Premium live event, excuse me.
Yes. Use the terminology. I love it. I got to give Edge his flowers, man. Really do. I mean, the guy came back from an injury that he wasn't supposed to.
Exactly.
I love a Royal Rumble moment with the return.
Right.
Wins the Rumble the next year. Goes on to have a good feud with Roman Reigns, a very good feud with Seth Rollins. Starts this Judgment Day stuff. And
Every single thing that Edge has done since he returned has been dynamite, in my opinion.
the Randy stuff and
Oh my God.
he needs to win the championship. I need him to have the dirty dozen before he officially hangs them up.
100%. And I think that's something that we could anticipate in the future.
Yeah.
But for right now, let him go take a rest. Let him go hang out with the kids, hang out with Beth.
Look, when he retires for real. Put him as an agent or a backstage coach or something, man. Let him put together. Hell, when you have Money in the Bank matches, just bring him in to put those together.
Right?
like that's all you have to do.
He has a lot of sage advice.
A lot of knowledge, man.
He's been a student of the game for years.
Absolutely.
And continues to just be on his game every single time he shows up.
Yes. AEW Dynamite.
What a night.
What a night. This was a very good Dynamite. I take back a lot of the negative things I've said about Tony Khan. This was very good. Look, if you were to tell me that if you were told me 6 years ago when Jericho was doing the list thing that he would be the champion for a new company starting up in a couple years, and then a few years after that he would be the Ring of Honor World Champion, I would have thought you were insane.
Right?
I would have said stop yourself. But look, man, Chris Jericho has just become the only man in history to win the WWE, the World Heavyweight, the AEW, and the Ring of Honor World Championships.
I mean, that's a milestone.
I know.
He just made history, and I think it's something that people will aspire to do as
this is never being done again.
Wrestlers.
This is
you don't think it'll ever be done again?
No, this is never going to be done again.
You never know. You never know.
When did Jericho win his first world championship? What? 2001 to 22? 21 years?
Yes.
I mean, Daniel Bryan almost did it tonight. Spoiler alert. He almost was the second guy to do this.
Did.
But look, that it's I'm
just saying, don't say it will never happen again. It's unlikely.
What am I talking about? CM Punk was the AEW champion, so this has happened before. Yeah, this is CM Punk. He was the WWE champion, the world champion, ECW champion, AEW champion, and Ring of Honor champion.
Well, then he's got Jericho beat.
By that, but I think what I posted on the Bulletcast thing was that Jericho was the first undisputed WWE champion. So that there's a little differentiary.
Many different terminologies. We'll figure it out eventually.
We'll figure it out. But hey, man, look. I know I tweeted yesterday, I'd love to see Jericho as champion. He retweeted it. He gave him a little good luck to secure the championship. I'm happy for him, man. You want to rebrand Ring of Honor, put the championship on somebody that people know.
Exactly. And honestly, I'm excited about it. And they were able to bring Jericho in to become the new champion, but also let Claudio leave the championship in a way that still made him look like the hero. If anything, this means that we're likely to see a rematch between Jericho and Claudio because, it was a low blow, wasn't seen by the ref, that gave Jericho the opportunity to clothesline Claudio and get the win. So it wasn't necessarily a undisputed clean win. We all saw what happened, but he is no champion.
He is le champion.
Le champion.
I love it. The acclaimed, the effing acclaimed, man. They finally won them tag championships. It should have happened at the pay-per-view, but hey, we'll take it. We will take it. I'm happy for these boys. I love the act. Billy Gunn hitting a famouser on Swerve on the outside, allowing them
interference.
It's okay.
Interference.
It's okay.
It's not a clean win.
It's okay. It's fine.
Cleveland. Sorry, I stand Keith Lee, so I'm forever on.
I love Keith Lee too. I love him. I love him.
I will always be a Keith Lee stan.
I'm trying to bask in the glory. I understand, but I mean the Acclaimed. I didn't want them to be like a Crime Time or an Enzo and Cass. A really over team that didn't win the tag championships.
Mm-hmm. I will say, like, congrats to them. I look forward to seeing what they do. That landing, Caster's landing during that one jump, not good. I am worried about his knee.
I didn't know what was going on there,
dude.
I didn't know. Oh, Jesus! But those Scissor Me Daddy ass shirts are gonna sell like hotcakes now.
Yeah, they are.
I'm buying one. I'll say it here. I will proudly wear that in public. I will say it here. I'm not afraid.
I would wear one.
Oh, you see, there we go. MJF and Wheeler Yuta have a segment. Maxwell comes out to a huge pop because they were in New York.
He comes out to a huge pop every single night
because
he is MJF. Woo!
This is true. You are right. He says the devil's back. He calls the people this devil worshippers.
If that's what it means to be a devil worshiper, then there we are. I am a devil worshiper.
Yes.
Satan.
Oh God, we are seeking brand ambassadors. Stop it. Wheeler Yuta talks about MJF's engagement. MJF just starts talking about the Blackpool Combat Club. Talks about Regal and the popping of the pills. Yuta with a cheap shot. MJF with a headbutt. Yuta then fires off on MJF. MJF pushed down Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, what was that about?
And then the former Big Cass, W. Morrissey, comes out and chokes out or holds him up in a chokehold, holds up Yuta, so then MJF could punch him with the Dynamite Dozen ring. Yeah.
Dynamite Dozen ring in the aerial interview was said by MJF to be valued at like $121,000.
Oh yeah, it's the Dynamite Dozen ring.
I'm just saying.
There are dozens of diamonds.
Real diamonds.
Yes. Absolutely, 100%. The All Atlantic Championship. I'm not going to call him Pac. I can't do it. I call him Pac.
Yes.
Tupac, because he has 2 championships. He defeats Orange Cassidy. He with the ring bell or the hammer for the ring bell.
Hammer for the ring bell. Yeah.
Yes. Hey, those things hurt. We when we just did the San Jose show for Ugwa, Slash rang the bell and the tip of it came off the stick and hit me in the gut, and I was like, oh Jesus.
Oh no.
Yeah, so those things are deadly. I feel Cassidy's pain. I feel it.
If you notice, every single match we've talked about on AEW so far has had some sort of dirty trick or interference. They're setting up rivalries.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to win. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I understand.
Just saying.
AEW interim women's. I hate interim championships. There just needs to be a women's champion.
Yeah, I don't understand why they just don't do the. I don't get it.
I don't understand either.
Like Tony Storm should just have the women's championship.
Yes.
If Thunder Rosa had to vacate, then there should just be the women's championship.
I don't even like they do this in UFC, and I don't even watch UFC like that.
Neither do I. I don't watch any MMA or anything like that. However, I do watch boxing.
Okay. You saw the Canelo?
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
It was pretty good. I watched it after the fact, so I already knew what was happening.
Okay, gotcha.
My husband used to box, so.
Okay. We'll get to that once we get to the main event. Just got an impromptu fan mail.
Oh.
Yes. So interim women's world championship. Tony Storm defends against Serena Deeb, who I am a huge fan of. I need her to be the women's champion ASAP. Athena and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Britt, her head was landed on. Her face was crushed. She was
Yeah.
bleeding. So I guess I
Yeah.
don't know if that was supposed to be the finish, but they just went to a quick roll-up sequence which looked really good.
I don't know if that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, but Britt Baker gets rolled up and she gets pinned, and Toni Storm retains the interim women's championship.
Yep.
Serena Deeb and Britt Baker just start beating up Athena and Toni Storm.
Yep.
Jamie Hayter comes out there. Is she going to turn? No, she's going to keep along with Britt. She's beating him down, and then legit shock because
Toni Storm day hour. Woo.
Yes, I honestly I didn't even this didn't even cross my mind.
Nope. And all of a sudden,
The former Paige, what's her name? Saraya.
Saraya.
Saraya
Yes.
Knight. Yes, she is
Her
all
music
elite.
hit, and the pop is insane. And I literally screamed and scared my dogs.
Yeah, I'm like, who is this? And then I see the name on the Tron. I'm like, oh shit! No, he didn't do this.
Oh, he did. He did.
Look, hey, this is what the women's division needed. A well-known star who, I mean, I don't even think she's 30 yet. She's like she's not 30 yet, or she is early 30, something like that. Anyway, a veteran of the game.
She's exactly 30.
Exactly 30. She's been in this business since she was like, what, 10? she has a couple decades under her belt. She can help that division immensely.
Oh, 100%. I'm so jazzed. I can't wait to see what she does. We all know that she's excellent on the mic. We all know she's a fantastic wrestler. I'm excited to see where she takes this division because it is going to skyrocket from here.
Yep. Lastly, the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley defeats Bryan Danielson. He's a 3-time champion. There was no point in him losing the championship. He should have just beat Punk in Chicago.
Right?
But anyway.
I don't know why they hyped this up so much only to have Jon Moxley get the championship again.
This was a good match. He didn't bleed.
It was a great match.
There was no blood. That's what I was actually happy about. Right. They did this weird thing where they were like hooked at the legs and they were bridging on their heads and slapping each other. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I like it.
Right. It was a fantastic match. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just kind of when he won, I kind of wasn't excited.
Well,
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, no, like
I'm 3-time champion. That's exciting, but I was really kind of pulling for Bryan Danielson to win because that would have been epic.
Absolutely. No, but this version of Jon Moxley, because like the Shield, we keep talking about it, or just in wrestling in general, the Shield did what it was supposed to do. All 3 of those gentlemen are on top of the world. They're the best versions of themselves.
100%.
You know,
the Shield is the Shield is the game.
Yeah, Shield is running wrestling. Rollins is the top heel on Raw despite not having a championship. Yep. Roman Reigns is the top in the game right now. He was number 1 in the PWI 500. 100%. And Jon Moxley, this is the best version of himself. Like you kind of forget he was Dean Ambrose.
Right. And he's doing great things for himself. His growth is phenomenal.
Absolutely. So I love it. Embrace X, our graphic designer, he wrote in. He said, "So okay, Mox is champ again. How long will he reign?" I'd love to see MJF win the championship out here in the California.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so amazing.
That'll give him another bragging right. You know, he could be
let him come here, trash our city, call us awful people.
Talk ish about the Raiders.
The Raiders aren't here anymore. Technically, they're Las Vegas, so he'd talk ish about the
because this is a shithole, so they left. Type deal like that.
Well, yeah, but he'd also probably talk ish about the Niners. Let him come say whatever the heck he wants, and then win the championship. And I kid you not, the pop will still be huge because it's MJF.
Absolutely. He also says, "Are we all hoping that Roman destroys Logan Paul at Crown Jewel?" Yes, we are.
I think my feelings have been very, very clear.
And he also says, if Saraya does get back in the ring again, will we all wince every time she takes a bump? And does she even need to become an in-ring competitor again? Bro, she's 30.
She's 30. She has,
If she plays it safe,
if she plays it safe,
she has 7 or 8 years, 10 years left, maybe, you know?
There's potential. There is always potential there. She's amazing. But I could also see her coming back as a manager or as a mentor. She's excellent.
She is. I love her. All right. That's gonna do it. Katie, thank you for being here yet again.
Are we done already?
Pretty much, man.
Are we not gonna plug some
Oh no, we're gonna plug things, but like we've gotten through like
not done yet.
we've gotten through like the juice of it all.
The juice is not over yet. We have not finished spilling all the tea.
The juice is loose, and I'm not talking OJ. Superstar Spotlight. Who do we got? I'm gonna give it to all WWE coming out to the Bay Area. 2 nights of great action. We appreciate you all. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I had fun. I don't really have fun. I had fun.
It looked like a lot of fun. I wish I'd been there. My FOMO is real.
You gotta come next time.
I will.
Well, if you're willing to make the drive to Stockton, that's where they are Saturday night. I hear the match is Roman versus AJ for the title.
Yeah, I heard that. That sounds like a really good match. I don't know why that's not being televised.
I know it's the first time in 6 years they've wrestled. If I didn't have tickets to something else Saturday, I would be there. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Gotta see Big Goose. Gotta throw up the one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Who's your Superstar Spotlight?
This week, honestly, I'm gonna give it to MJF. He's winning the game every single day, and I can't wait to see what he does with that damn poker chip. Dang poker chip.
Absolutely. This weekend, big things are going on in Santa Cruz Saturday. West Coast Pro Walk Among Us. They have a lot of great action going on. Let me go to the card so we can run this down. Let's see. You have Jacob Fatu, the West Coast Pro Champion, going up against Ricky Shane Paige. Venito going up against Titus Alexander, the winner of the 2022 West Coast Cup. Levi Shapiro versus Vinny Massaro. Mac Daddy Milo.
Hey, my paisan.
Yes. Mac Daddy Milo versus Sandra Moon, who has a big match at Devil's Night 17.
Oh my gosh, it just got announced. We're very excited.
October 30th in Emporium. That's going to be at Mage. I don't even know the name of this tag team. I don't even want to butcher it, but they will be going up against the West Coast Wrecking Crew Saturday in Santa Cruz. And then Sunday, Full Queer hits the Folsom Street Fair in San Francisco. You can see Money, Power, Respect, Fabuloso Fabricio, Marco Mayor, Pollo Delmar, Keita Murray, Brooke Havoc,
Christine Von Eerie.
Yes, Christina Von Eerie. David Edge got a graphic.
Yep, Doc Atrocity is going to be there.
Yes, Mr. Atrocity will be there. I love Doc. He's a great guy.
Let's see, and also same day.
Yes, same day.
Sofa Street Fair Ugwa will also be there. Hail Ugwa.
Yes, the San Jose Sofa Street Fair. Ugwa, the Underground, will be there. I will be at the Ugwa. I will be there for Ugwa. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the Folsom one. But yes, come out. Go to both of these. I know the Folsom one's a little earlier. And then the Ugwa one.
I think the Ugwa one is later.
Yeah, 2 to 8. So if you can get to both, go to both. If you're just going to one, have fun, be safe. You'll just get a little taste of the Underground at the Sofa Street Fair. Which hopefully it entices you to come to Devil's Night.
Devil's Night's going to be lit.
We are going to party. Ugwa puts on a show like nobody else.
100%. I cannot wait.
Absolutely. I want to thank you guys so much for listening to this. We're on the road to episode 300. I'm very excited. That is going to be the biggest project that this show has ever done. And I can't wait. Honest to God, I can't. Katie, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me out again.
Oh yeah, how'd you like your graphic? Your pod elite. How do you feel?
I love it. It's excellent. I love that photo. So
shout out and Brightest Day X, man. He does great work here. We love him.
yeah, and obviously I'm on social media. You can find me on Twitter at Poison Scarlet X. I do a lot of live tweeting for some of the mainstream wrestling events. I'm on Instagram as at Poison Scarlet. Find me, follow me, chat with me. I'm always happy to talk wrestling with some fans.
All right. That's going to do it for the show. We will be back next week to preview a whole bunch of things that are coming up. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe. Diamonds are forever. So is the microphone Messiah.